Daniel Berry Sports. You're such a sport to always be here. Cute too. This is called Come Vibe With Me. Is he saying help? interesting. Well, hello. Guys, thank you so much. Thanks, Jesse. These are all songs by Patrick Patrikios, and this song is called Running Out. pasta. Ooh. Ooh. This is called greedy. Greedy. Come on, come on. By KOHBERGER. Outrageous. It's so bad, I'm covering it. And I was on one, and I fell off in like a few seconds and broke my thumb right here. I slid off. This was at a bar called Nectar's in Burlington, Vermont. The drinking age was 18. Let's see what the next one is. I'm getting my exercise. Interesting. We march together. Yesterday's music was going up and down like I was flipping running, jogging. for one real upbeat one that I can dance to. And then we'll get to this depressing, extremely sad and graphic trigger warning. Oh my God, I'm getting dizzy. Stop me. Oh my God. When I played viola for 4 years, when I was 14 to 18, I saw a lot of that. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no shame. One life. I had to wear a yellow ring with the yellow in my top. These are my Zumba steps. I want a fast one. And then I want to, 2 hearts. Is this going to be not very quick either? dynamite. It better be fast because I'm getting tired. No, this is too slow. Let me see if it gets going. I just want one fast one. This is too slow. Let's try this one. This is called touch. Has to be it today. Okay, maybe not. I like these funky ones. The background voices or whatever. Holy shit. gonna be fast. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna stand here and see if it picks up. These are all Patricios, Patrikis. What? Oh my god, I feel like I'm slow dancing. Why am I slow dancing? I need a stuffed animal. Is this a slow dancing song? What the heck? Oh no, it's more like this. Over the man's shoulders. I can't, it's too slow. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Oh, that's jukebox. Are you kidding? Here we go. Oh, maybe not. No. I already did this one, I think. Okay. This is the Battle of 1066. Never heard these songs before. I just wing it, move my body, get exercise, so my doctor will be happy with me. Never heard it. These are all by Patricios, Patrikis. See what happens. Funny, I wish you were my doctor. All right, this is just, all right, this is the last one. This is hot coffee. Never heard it before. really just want one fast one. Come on. This may not be fast. Let's see. Okay, this isn't too bad. 3 minutes and 21 seconds and we'll get to I just can't even with what's his face. I don't think KOHBERGER killed before, you guys. If he did, you think he'd leave a sheep behind? He'd make damn sure he didn't. If he was a serial killer before those four, there's no way. The sheep of his. No, it's not over. So I think it picks up. And regardless of what's next, this is enough movement for me today. And a long night. Waterloo today. This is Banana Berry Bliss. No salt. No sugar. Okay, let me turn it off before. God. All right, this is fitting. I'll eventually stop thinking about Dolly Vision. It's called Thinking of Us. I've been thinking a lot about him lately. And by the way, it's the last thing I'm going to say about PJ, if I can really do it. She wrote that post. He doesn't talk like that. He doesn't say, you wish you were in my skin. She's pretending that he wrote it. Are there facts in it? Oh, hell yeah. They're best friends. They'll probably get married someday. That's not the point. Don't pretend because it's on his post side that he wrote it. 2 people in your comments have already said, and you wrote this. I knew instantly it wasn't him. He he may feel that way, and that's okay. But I wouldn't call that him addressing it at all. He looks happy in the picture, and I'm happy to see that for real. Okay, that's it. Oh, I have to turn it off before I hear the next one. Because for one, I do love to dance. Did I go to a lot of clubs when I was younger? Not really. In all honesty, I was too busy drinking. I mean, I would have some beers and then get out on the dance floor. But then as I was catching a buzz, I didn't even notice when I was getting drunk. I thought I was just buzzed, like so many people, right? But, I mean, that's why I quit. In 2011, I needed to. And I've shared this before, but my daughter, when she was 7, was taken from me. I've shared this before, and I didn't know when I'd get her back. She was 7. Now, luckily, she was with a foster family that absolutely adored her. They adored her so much that they didn't take in kids again from CPS. It was the scariest time of my life. It felt like a damn kidnapping. I was all wasted when I was trying to reach up and get her clothes, and it was because I was in a blackout. I wasn't neglecting my daughter or my teenage son, but I was in a blackout. And she was crying on the playground, and I'm telling you, I don't remember hearing her. I don't remember hearing her. And that is a full-fledged blackout. Now, the other thing is, I was 48. Let's see, 58, 9, 61, 2. Yeah, because it'll be 15 years this next coming September 21st that I've been sober, had to go to AA, outpatient treatment, freaking piss in a cup when my color came up. I'd have to, call my color changed. But there were people that would like down Red Bulls or eat poppy seeds so that I guess doesn't work for alcohol, but the marijuana wouldn't show in the pee test. So because and get a lawyer, and she had a guardian ad litem, and I went through so much shit. And I didn't even work. I just did what was in front of me. My mom was absolutely beautiful about it. I was so afraid to tell her because she's like not even here. She's in Iowa. And when I told her, this is what she said. She didn't go, "Oh, Megan," or "What the hell?" Nothing. She goes, "Well, you know what? You just do what you need to do and you'll get her back." That's what she said. She didn't even ask me a ton of questions, like what happened. Like seriously, my mom is that compassionate. She's a nurse. She did the travel care later on. And yeah, and she was right, but she didn't scold me. You know what I mean? She knew I had been drinking through my 20s and my 30s. She knew I had a problem because I had to, the first time I flew into Minneapolis, I went to Hazelton Treatment Center. And that's where it's so damn big. You get lost in there. I mean, you got to follow the arrows on the floor. You're not allowed to look at the guy. You're not even allowed to. It's called fraternizing. I mean, you can look over, but you're not supposed to. You can't even say hi. Well, I stupidly, I mean, I didn't approach him or anything. He approached me. I was 20, 27. So no, it was the second time I went to Minnesota because I lived in St. Paul when I was 20. So anyway, I'm flown to my aunt's, and then Hazelton Treatment Center um, is in Minnesota. And I was there for 2 weeks because um, on one of the payphone things outside, I mean, it could be really different now. It could be like literally major lockdown now. I don't know. This was in the 80s. But this, I mean, I don't know. I'm being honest. I don't know if he gave me his number really quick in the hall or what, or if I called him first, or if he told me to wait by the phone and he called me. I can't remember. But that's called fraternizing. Now, was I trying to get with him on the grounds and stuff like other people did? Like, people did this. My roommate was drop dead gorgeous. She was a prostitute. She had drug problems. She had long red hair, the most beautiful face, perfect body, tall. And yeah, I mean, I saw some things back then. Her boyfriend would come in and they'd go off in the woods and like do some drugs and stuff. This is at Hazelton Treatment Center. And my mom had to borrow $10,000, okay, to try to get me sober in my 20s. I've since apologized. I've cried. I'm like, how did you ever pay that back? She just paid it back, and I don't know. It took her damn years, but she got her husband, Steve, in Iowa, who she married. His parents were wealthy because they were both big high up doctors. He delivered babies, all the OBGYN stuff, right? And I can't remember what the wife did, his mother. Steve was adopted. Anyway, they lived where my mom and him got married. They lived along Lake Champlain in this, and you cross the lake and you're in New York type deal. It was like incredible. It was like a ranch mansion, if there is such a thing. Had their own dock and the whole 9 yards. So that's where my mom got married. And then when I married Joe the second time, that's where I got married. That's bizarre. And the second time, the first time I was 24, we divorced. He divorced me when we were 26. We were both drinking like fishes in Okinawa, and it didn't work out. But did I think he'd divorce me? No, because I went through, I'm not going to say all the salacious details of how he physically hurt me, because I said I wouldn't, but I went through, well, maybe I'll say some of it so you guys get a clue. He drank a whole bottle of black velvet. See, I remember things from the past, but damn words and, right, people, and just what happened 2 weeks ago, or I can walk in my room and I'm like, wait, why did I come in here, right? To charge my iPad, to fill up my medication bottle. Why am I here? And it's like freaky. I should see a neurologist, but I'm afraid. I put it off. And I don't put any of my doctor's stuff off because people keep, oh, you're just, you're getting older, but we all have it. And I'm 40 and I have that, don't worry. So anyway, he was so damn drunk. First he started throwing plates at me in the kitchen, and then he chased me, and my friend Renee, that was the cab driver that I met there, whose friend she met over there, she was a married woman from Oklahoma, ended up marrying, I said this the other night, my sister back in Vermont, because Mark, who I met through Renee as a friend, went to the same high school as me, and I'm in Okinawa. Like, I didn't believe it. I'm like, Renee, no way. Yeah. And so it's a small world. But anyway, I tried to get out the door and run over to her place. Now I made it, but before I got there, in his boots, in his, he hadn't taken off his Air Force military attire, he kicked the shit out of my legs. It, I can't even remember the pain. I just remember the fear. And it was so intense down both of my legs from almost up where my buttocks were, because I think I was in shorts. I had welts sticking out all the way down. So I run out and I'm next door and I'm hiding in her bathroom by her, and it was her laundry room bathroom was right next to where the outside thing was at Kitahama Mansion, the outside doorway. We were on the 6th floor. And I'm standing there cowering and crying and trying to hide, and he's on the other side of the window, pounding, pounding. God, I was scared. Anyway, the cops came. People he knew arrested him. They took frickin' pictures of my legs, which back then, you guys, I really wasn't. I wasn't so free-spirited and assured of myself and confident. I wasn't. I was drinking and masking my feelings and then feeling hungover and feeling like to get rid of the depression, I had to drink again and not even get drunk, just sip on something. I didn't drink every day. It wasn't like that. But every time I drank, I ended up getting drunk because I didn't want to stop. And that's an alcoholic for you. So anyway, and then starting to drink at 16 because the age in the 80s in Vermont, where I went to high school and I was there for quite a few years. The age of 14 to 21, I went to Johnson State College, partied my ass off and got sexually harassed, and I quit there. I quit college. And you know what's really weird? Another thing Team Rose and I have in common. I couldn't believe it when she told me. She did one semester too in college. And guess where? The East Coast. I don't think it was Maine. Like, did she say New Hampshire or something? And I'm like, oh my God. So between us being the same age, this kind of thing, having a boyfriend that's 16 years younger, in our 40s. She has 3 kids. I have 2. We don't have that in common, but she's a free spirit now and everything, and I am too. And this is why, you guys, I didn't want to lose her friendship. I returned the shirt, she asked me to do that, so I did. And that was the first step to reconciling. Did it happen right after that? No. I'd hop in her chat and she'd be like, oh, is this the real PCT? She's very suspicious, even of me. And I'm just saying hi. So anyway, yeah. Took quite a few months, but I'm really grateful. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah. So the reason I'm bringing up the DV and everything, among other DVs in Okinawa, which I'm not going to get into, but this one was the worst one. We had to go in an office, and the commander of him said to me, if I were you, I would get off this rock by Christmas. That's what he said. He didn't say island, he said rock. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like he felt bad for me. Now, my ex was put on, it's called rods back then. She's afraid. Let's just be real. She's just starting, Team Rose, to do little, I noticed, 4 and 5, maybe 7-minute videos. But people dissect everything in her life so much. And she knows. I told her, you were kind of over the top there for a while. And she's like, yeah. She said, I can really hit below the belt. She knows how to verbally fight and hold her own. But she has a lot of pain and a lot of sadness and goes through depression now and then. And she's, this kind of thing. So, I don't know. I don't know if, in 6 more months maybe she might come back, but I don't think so, you guys, because her grandson was getting involved, people were calling, and then she was getting these damn 14 different envelopes with a picture of her, that she finally admitted to, but it wasn't porn. It was naked dancing art, is what it was, with a scarf. I saw it. Someone sent it to me in my messenger, and she knows I saw it. And actually, it was beautiful. She was dancing to Barry White, and her body was just exquisite, and she could really move, and she was in her living room, and it wasn't long or anything like that, but somebody, because she closed that account down, she thinks it's her ex and his wife mostly, that put it on some damn porn thing. I'm not even kidding. Some kind of freaking, not guinea pig, but hamster thing. I'm just like, Jesus. So I'm bringing this up because you asked about Team Rose, if she ever sees this. She got 14 pictures of that. And the first 4 she opened, and then she stopped. One was from Michigan, one was from, I believe, Ohio, one was definitely from Kentucky, one was from Tennessee, and one was, I can't remember. So I don't want to just say, I'm thinking it was Florida, but it could have been Carolina. So she was so kind of freaked out because they were threatening to have people send them to her neighbors, right? And this kind of deal. So people were hacking into her emails, and it got ugly and downright scary. Did she go to the police? Yes. And then when I started sticking up for her, people from another country, we'll just say, were kind of coming after me. And it was just weird. And I kept saying, I'm not getting in the middle of this. I don't have to have a horse. I don't like dog in every dog fight, because that stuff makes me sick. People that do that and take chickens and have them fight each other for money and God knows what else out there, you're sick. You're freaking sick. And so I say I don't have to have a horse in a horse race, or whatever I just said, in another horse race, because I don't. I can be friends with who I want. But people are so weird on YouTube. It's like if you're friends with someone and they just absolute have nothing but disdain for the person, they'll take it out on you. And they'll do a mob mentality. And it's really weird. And when she and I were having our issues, and she said I couldn't have had a bond with my mother, and she was projecting her pain, which I knew the whole time, but until we squashed things and stopped after frickin' 2 weeks of this, day and night, all night, whatever, back and forth, me mostly defending myself, but whatever, she admitted, she knew. But when my mom passed too last year, I was on her panel for the first time, and I think Luna Moon was up there, and I didn't start hyperventilating, and I wasn't like scream crying, but I was sort of wailing and just letting it all out. And I said, you were right, she was dying. Because before I was like, no, she's not dying. She had a little, stroke and a heart attack, and she's 82, and she could live to be in her 90s. So that pissed me off, like, to the core. So there were all kinds of things. People are talking. I'm going to say this. I won't say where I heard it, but it's on 2 different channels. They're saying that we were beefing like that just because she thought I should go to my mother's, instead of when she found out later on that I went to Virginia. And people, oh, you chose, like I've said 10 million times, my mom had company from Vermont and Chicago, and she told me about it. And I didn't even want to tell her I went to Virginia, but I blurted out. She just said, oh, like that. And I said, it's a really beautiful state, and people are really nice down there. Like, they're friendly. They just walk right up to you, and I don't know. It seems like people are quite friendly and welcoming in the South. Um, I have noticed, though, and Team Rose has, I guess we're considered Yankees or something. I don't know. People down south and in a certain creator's channel don't like Team Rose and I. And it's, she never even flirted. She just gave him money now and then and was up on his panel, not even that much, not as much as me. And so it was weird to see texts about not liking her and whatever. And, but we've talked about it. We're like considered Yankees, right? She's up in the East Coast. All the turtles are kind of from down south. I mean, there's a turtle from Oregon and a few from Washington, and you know what I mean, in the Midwest and whatever. But the main, at least 2 years ago, was Southern women, and they hated us anyway. It was just weird. But when I went down there, people were really quite friendly. I don't think we're that friendly over here or on this West Coast. And again, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from South Dakota, 20 minutes from Sioux City, Iowa. And I miss it. I haven't been there. I got to see it. Even my kindergarten school, it was weird. Uh, um, in 2011, made a trip to Vermilion. It was just bizarre. There was a McDonald's, and the college was added on to, and there were lots of cars. It wasn't at all like that in 1962. You know, things change. But yeah, so over here, I don't know. It, people sort of just like, I mean, they barely smile or say hello to you. Well, maybe it's out of fear, and everyone's afraid someone's just going to pull a pew pew on you if you look at them wrong. And there are homelessness and drug issues in this town. There is. And apparently, an FEN, please don't type it in the chat. If you do, I gotta just delete it, or my mods will. But apparently, in our state of Washington, all of 2025, it was really bad. And I'm just like, good grief. It's like when I bought strawberries, I felt like putting soap on the dang thing. I didn't, but I used hot water and rinsed really good. But now I actually take my baked potatoes and put dish soap on it. I do. And a sponge with a, hard part. And I scrub that thing. Then, poke it, put it in the microwave or the oven, have baked potatoes. And tomatoes, I put a little soap on and go like this, and the apples. And I buy organic, and I have been, oh my gosh, probably 15 years. I spend the extra money. Because let me tell you guys something. I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all, but I read a book on pesticides. And I always thought maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things were sprayed on those farms. Try like 30,000 different chemicals. And I was like, oh my God. No wonder we're all getting cancer and probably autism and whatever. Why doesn't the administration look into that, right? Anyway, I'm going on a tangent, but that's a little bit of my life too. I like to share a little bit of my life. So even for the extra $1 for an onion, potato, whatever, instead of 79 cents, it's like $2.25 or $1.50, at least where I shop, do it. I feel guilty. If they have blueberries, but all the organic are gone, I feel guilty now if I buy something that's not organic. And a lot of times I just won't get it. So anyway, it's like, who cares? But that's well, thank you. Oh, it's nice to see you, Sidekick. I was afraid you were like, after the whole fiasco for what did it go on for, kind of 4 days. But I'm done. I've squashed it. I mean, you don't have to worry. I'm happy to see you here. I didn't think I'd ever see you here. I had to block like a lot of cyberbullying turtle type deal a couple of years ago, but I haven't blocked. I don't even really block anymore. I don't time out, and I ask my mods, um, not to do that because we're not children. Okay, we're not children. I don't believe in this timeout crap. Like I'm the mother and you guys are kids. No, but if it's going to affect my channel or it's racist or whatever, then I got to delete it. But I watch back all my lives and I have to because once for the first 10 minutes, I was on mute, no sound, and I had no idea. I must not have had a mod in chat to let me know because normally I know. So now I'm not paranoid, but I used to be like, is there good sound? Can you hear me? And now, well, I've upgraded this iPad and it makes a difference. So let's get to this, you guys. Oh my gosh, my knees are killing me. Ow. All right, I'm gonna mute. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I don't know if you saw every single live of mine, but once I got kind of over my anger, with I felt Jimmy dissing the protesters. Again, it's not about him for ice and me not. Are you kidding me? Excuse me, I go a little deeper than that. Like, people just don't know me. And I felt like, I showed the receipt, whatever. And then a certain creator last night I went back and watched the rest of her live. I guess I can say her name, Bombshell Reloaded. And she was pissed. And I was surprised. And I'll tell you why. I honestly thought she would have, maybe by now she's seen it. It sounds like she could care less to see what I had to say. Not getting facts straight, but getting some things cleared up, which I named it the first time, but it pissed her off so much. I realized that she thought some things I said was funny, and she was sticking up for me in different times, but at the end she wasn't. But that's not why I did a live. I did a live because she, acted like I wanted at this point in my life 2.5 years later to take her place over there and just get over it, and they're happy, and you're making yourself look like a fool. I frankly don't think I did. I mean, maybe I did, but I don't care because I'm smart enough. I see that there's a pool built and she's lives there and he knows her whole family and all of that. But don't ask for receipts, like taunting me about it 2.5 years later and expect me not to get them. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I've moved on and I'm fine. I'm always messing with my hair because I don't know. It's just like when you're taught, you're like looking in a mirror actually the whole time. People that are on StreamYard can see their chat the whole time. I can't see it at all, you guys. Now, one just came up, and if I hit this, and then I gotta hit live chat, because this is YouTube Live. I like the coloring better. I just like it better than StreamYard. Now I can see some of them, but I have to take my finger and scroll. So, oh, you know what? Being called a harlot, I mean, I've never been called that word before, but it doesn't bother me at all. It kind of makes me think of back in the 50s. Like what? Mae West, or was Mae West one? Was Mae West a harlot, or was she? Now I can't remember hardly. I kind of remember what she looked like a little bit. She had blonde hair, didn't she? And maybe Mae West was a harlot. But anyway, we won't talk about that. We'll get off that subject. And I'm going to mute this. in case advertisement comes on really dang loud, because I can't have any other advertisements on this being monetized except what they put on. So, well, you know, jealousy. People think I'm jealous. I'm not. Would I be dancing and smiling? No. I'd be depressed. And I'm not, you guys. And I'm grown. I am grown. But it was time. It was time for me to be heard, I felt. Now, let me mute this and pull this up. Wait, you guys can't hear me. I'm going to read this, and then there's just a little news thing about it. Okay, I'm not muted now, right? God, I told myself I wouldn't forget, and I almost nearly did. Now, we all know about how many times those poor 3 women and, you know, the young guy that was there. I'm not going to say names because sometimes I can only remember the first name of one of them, and like, you know, both of them of another one, and I might not say it right, and they deserve better than that. So I'll just say, I'll say the poor young students, because that's what they were. And just like all of you, I saw it, I followed it, blah, blah, blah. Did I think he had done this before? Not one little time. Now, did I think possibly when I heard about something in Pennsylvania, these women and whatever, maybe because he lived in Pennsylvania for a while, or was he born there? Now I can't remember. I'm like, gee, could he have? I don't think so. I think this was his first thing because, I mean, think about it. And then people were saying he wanted to be caught, so he left the sheath under Maggie, or I don't want to say, well, I think it's Maggie, right? No, not. Well, anyway, Mogan is the last name. No, that's just beyond ridiculous. So this is what it says. Okay, I know you can't really see my face. I'm trying to, and that's okay too. You know what I mean? All right, I'm just gonna read it. I gotta lean in. This is for people that haven't heard. Autopsy reports reveal horrific new details about the final moments of 4 University of Idaho stabbing victims. Trigger warning if anyone can put it in chat. I have my copyright disclaimer because I'm really good at copy and pasting now. I spent literally a half hour figuring it out and what to do ahead of time, and it's so basic. But if you don't have any techno skills like me, I mean, certain pictures, it's too much. Why can't they just have a photo column, right? No, it's recents and saved and collection and all this stuff. And so I'm trying to send a recipe to my post. It took half an hour. But now I know what I'm doing, you know. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe. Thank you so much. Okay. Brian KOHBERGER. You know what? I'm gonna call him Brian Killburger. That's what I called Bovino. And it was kind of interesting because, and he's not copying me, but I did notice, and I'm sure he doesn't look at my lives, not anymore, not for months and months and months. But it was funny how he called someone kill someone in something about 4 days after I said kill vino instead of bovino. So I don't want people to think I'm trying to copy Dolly Vision because I'm not. Anyway, so Brian Killberger stabbed his 4 victims at least 150 times in total, according to newly unsealed court records. All right. Now it says need to know, but I'm just going to read it. Content warning, the following article contains disturbing descriptions. Okay, I know because it came up when I was trying to move this over, or this from my People True Crime magazine in my email to my other iPad. I saw, what's his face from Court TV? Oh, Vinnie Politan. Talk about this. So people that watch that and everything, well, I didn't know about this, the graphic details, and I'm going to read them because, well, I don't know. I honestly, I think it's because everyone followed it so intently, and I think people need to know how they really suffered and how intense this was. Like, I knew I hated the guy. Oh my God. I mean, it's bad. Content warning. The following article contains disturbing descriptions. New details have emerged about the final moments of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered by Brian KOHBERGER. I better not say Killburger. Anyway, Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were stabbed at least 150 times in total on the night of November 13, 2022. For people that don't know this story whatsoever, look how cute that sweater is. Green and fuzzy with little sheep. And there's a black sheep there. Oh my God, I love that thing. If I was rich, I think I'd order that. So that's Brian KOHBERGER, and those are the 4, good looking, happy, polished, whatever you want to call it, smart, young students that were slaughtered by the guy in the orange hair. Goncalves was stabbed at least 38 times. Oh, my daughter has her earphones on. I think I'll ask her. Shaylin, can you hear me talk about these details, or do you have your earplugs in, or your... Can you hear numbers and everything? Can you put your... I'm live right now. I'm just letting you know. Could you put your headset on for like 5 minutes? Thank you, hon. You don't want to hear these details. Her room is on the other side of my wall. She's 21, But we're really close. She knows that I'm continuing also because she knows it was her idea to try to push to get monetized. So I went back, I learned how to copy paste the URL, did this, not the stupid, but YouTube partner program, AdSense because of ads, and then you pick what you want, and it's a process and a waiting process too, but it's worth it, and it's kind of fun. If anyone wants to give me a super chat or tip your hostess, I'd appreciate it. Darn it, I meant to pin. I'll just say it now, just one time. If anyone wants to give me a Cash App or PayPal, I had it twisted up. My Cash App is Yeah. Wait. My PayPal is at Dakota Dame, capital D for Dakota, capital D for Dame. I don't know if anyone wants to put it in chat, whatever, it helps me. I'm going to buy litter and things like that tomorrow. And this is pretty much my job, besides everything else I do around here. Dakota Dame, both of the D's are capital, and right by it 0627. And I stupidly thought that was my my Cash App. That's my PayPal, I think. Which one is that, Mary Jane Doe? The at is Cash App. So that's Cash App. Yeah, my PayPal, right, is the $ paper cut Tina, with just a capital P. You'd think by now I would remember them. But thank you for that, Mary Jane Doe. All right, let's get to this. Goncalves, okay, and we know these things, but not where on the body. Was stabbed at least 38 times. Trigger warning again. Mogan, 28 times. Chapin, the young man, 17. And Kernodle, 67 times. I actually got really, I was looking at this before I went to sleep. It came in my thing, and I got choked up. And I'm, in here, and I like almost started crying because she's the only one that wasn't asleep and really experienced the terror and the horror and the defensive wounds. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe. Do you know, really quick, so I can get it into my mind and try to keep it there or write it down, is that paper cut Tina my, that's my Cash App. That's my Cash App. And PayPal is at, right? Dakota Dame 0627. Well, anyway, all right. This is according to a newly unsealed supplemental filing from prosecutors in the case regarding expert testimony that was obtained by people. Okay. These are key findings. This isn't the full, it says right here, the full autopsy report, key findings. And you guys know a lot of this, but some of this you don't know that I'll be reading. Goncalves and Mogan were found together in Mogan's bedroom. I'll show a quick picture. The one in the yellow shirt is Mogan. Now all this time, not that it matters, but I thought they were both in Kaylee's bed. They liked to talk and hang out, and they didn't go to sleep till like 3 or something. No, they were in the yellow shirts girl's bedroom in the same bed when this happened, asleep. The autopsy report determined that both young women died from multiple sharp force injuries with additional contributors to Goncalves' death, including blunt force injuries of the head and asphyxial injuries. So when I read that, I was like, I mean, did he? Did he try to, was she asleep and he tried to, first? Or does it mean where she got stabbed because she got it really bad in the face and the neck and all this? So she had at least, trigger warning, 24 stab and incised wounds of the scalp, face, neck, 11 stab and incised wounds of the chest, and 3 stab and incised, what does that mean? Cuts? I guess that's a cut if it's not a stab, incised wounds of the upper extremities. There were also punctures on the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, That nearly made me cry because perhaps the pain was so intense she was biting her tongue or I mean, really, you guys, did he stab her in the mouth or just try the face and it got in her? I don't know. It's just beyond gross. And a hemorrhage into the chest cavities, according to the filing. The blunt force injuries suffered by Goncalves include scalp lacerations, bleeding around the brain, nasal fracture, broken nose, apparently, bruising around the eyes, which, you know, I guess we'd expect, and patterned bruising extended across the lower face. Mogan, okay, that was the one in the black shirt with the girl in the yellow shirt. This is for people that don't know who these people are. Mogan suffered 13 stab incisions to the scalp, face, and neck. I hope Shaylin isn't listening. Shaylin, you're not listening, right? Okay. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Jennifer, thank you so much. Total cutie. Wait, is it okay that I said your first name? Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I just cried last time, but trying to act a little more adult. This time for me. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, thank you. What, Shaylin? Will I tell you when I'm done? Absolutely. I'm glad she's not hearing this. All right, God. Okay, it's muffled, but you know I'm talking. Good. It needs to be that way. Okay, I'll let you know when I'm done, okay? Covering the KOHBERGER thing. She knows a little bit about it, but you know. Well, I'm talking about it because it's more graphic autopsy things that came out that really nobody wants to know. So, Mogan suffered, the one in the little yellow shirt, 13 stab and... What? Yeah, I think so. Can you guys hear me? She wants me to talk a little quieter. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to just talk. I feel like I'm yelling into a phone, but that's why I'm just loud. Okay. Suffered 13 stab incisions to the scalp, face, and neck, 5 stab wounds of the chest, and 10 incised wounds of the upper extremities, according to the court filing. I gotta look up incised. To me, what does that mean? It's farther in than just a stab. A laceration is that. Incised must be it's in and then does damage, maybe. Or it doesn't just cut the skin. Anyway, I gotta look it up because that's what I do when I'm all done with my live. The report states that there were also wounds to the lung and liver, perforations of the subclavian vein artery. Okay, I'm not sure where that even is. Is that up here somewhere? I'm going to look that up. And blood vessels of the chest wall and an incision of the nasal septum. Thank God, 3 of them were asleep. But still, this is the part, I mean, all of it's just horrific. But as we all know, Zaina Kernodle had just picked up her DoorDash type thing or something. Oh, no, yeah, and was eating it because some of the food was left on the thing. Okay, how's this? You're live, I'm just letting you know. All right. Anyway, can you guys hear me okay when I'm talking like this? Maybe someone can just let me know. Chapin and Kernodle were found in Kernodle's room with Ethan in the bed, her boyfriend, and Kernodle on the floor. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe. Thank you. The cause of death for the couple was also multiple sharp force injuries. Chapin had one stab wound of the upper chest. Can you put trigger warning in the chat again? I don't know how many times I need it in there. I should have put it on my thumbnail. In fact, I'll do that when I'm done. 4 stab and incised wounds of the scalp. The scalp? Is that here? It's not the forehead, or maybe it is. I don't know. Face and neck. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe. 6 incised wounds of the upper extremities and 6 stab and incised wounds of the lower extremities. He also had perforations of the jugular vein. Where is that? Is it in front? Oofta. Subclavian vein and subclavian artery. Those 3 victims were attacked as they slept and never stood up or had the chance to fight back. But Kernodle fought back. And you know what else made me really sad, you guys? Oh, God. Remember when he supposedly talked to her and said, "Don't worry, I'm going to get some help for you," either while she's laying there dying on the floor outside of the bedroom near the bathroom type deal? She was whimpering because who is it? Dustin or whatever, that one lady that saw him through the door in the other room heard that. And isn't that just freaking awful? Oh God. She had abrasions and contusions of the head, torso, and extremities, along with 23 stab and incised wounds of the scalp, face, neck, 7 stab wounds of the chest, 4 stab wounds of the abdomen, 3 incised and puncture wounds of the back, 25 incised wounds of the upper extremities, and 5 incised wounds of the lower. Now, if that isn't bad enough, then I read this. I'm surprised I got to sleep. I read this 2 nights ago. There were also punctures on the outer table of the skull, perforation of the jugular vein, heart, lung, and pulmonary blood vessels, hemorrhage into the chest cavities, wounds extending into the bones of the right hand. You know, I got my finger slammed in the door and that was bad enough. I can't imagine. And I had a fracture, but I can't. I mean, she fought back and it's just horrific. I was like nearly crying. And scrapes and bruises on the face, torso, and extremities. Kernodle also had blood on the bottom of her feet from moving around during her attack. Maybe I shouldn't even have covered this. Kevin Fixler of the Idaho Statesman was the first to share the unsealed court filing. And this is the young guy. This is for people that don't know the story. That's Ethan Chapin. And I believe he had a twin, didn't he? It was while examining the bodies that investigators found the evidence that broke the case open. The K-bar knife sheath KOHBERGER left behind, likely because Kernodle caught him in her roommate's room. Ow. People are outside the window. Good grief. Ow. K-bar knife sheath Kohberger left behind, likely because Kernodle caught him in her roommate's room. Oh. See, it supposedly, or allegedly, or not allegedly, they said it was under Mogan's body. So, yeah. She heard noise. Oh my God. That sheath would provide the trace DNA used to link Kohberger to the crime. After murdering his 4 victims, Kohberger exited the home, but he did not go unnoticed. The killer locked eyes with one of the surviving roommates and the lone eyewitness in the case, Dylan Mortensen. That eyewitness and his forgotten sheath are likely why Kohberger entered a guilty plea to 4 charges, first-degree murder, back in July as part of a last-minute deal that allowed him to avoid the death penalty. Kohberger stood in front of the court and told the judge he was entering a guilty plea before confessing to the murder of each of the 4 victims. He's now serving 4 life sentences for those. Which, you know, I think he'll suffer worse. Longer, worse, he's gonna suffer. He already is. He's getting mocked and picked on, and people are trying to frighten him in there. It's out there. I could care less, though. But if he was on death row, he'd be probably more protected and, you know, would die sooner. Now, let me mute really quick. And then this came up last night. Idaho murder victims were possibly posed in their shared bed after being disfigured by Brian Kohberger. I'm like, what? So I read this, and this is what it says. A newly unsealed court filing suggests Brian Kohberger may have posed victims Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan in bed together after disfiguring their faces. Friggin' wackadoo. Autopsy reports for Kaylee and Madison support the notion that Brian Kohberger posed the 2 young women together after their brutal murders. Dr. Brent Turvey, the crime scene expert for the defense, first posited, what? Posited, this theory after reviewing, opposed it, so posited. Maybe they forgot the O in their writing here, I don't know. The autopsy reports. He says, the evidence suggests that after both victims were killed or unresponsive, they were posed in their shared bed. Kaylee was moved from a position with her head on her pillow to partially on top of Madison. Then the comforter, well, why would the defense say this? Well, anyway, I'll just read. Then the comforter was placed over them both. Oh, this is, okay. And this is what the doctor is saying for the defense. Okay, well, whatever, I'm just going to keep reading. That statement was made long before Kohberger had entered guilty pleas to the murders of the kids. The theory was based on the location of Goncalves' blood on the pillow, which prosecutors had argued did not support that the bodies were posed, only that they moved. Oh, so the defense is trying to say it was someone else or something, or maybe there's other DNA. Prosecutors called Turvey's theory a possibility, but not a determination, noting in the filing that the blood could have spread because Goncalves moved during the attack or after suffering a blow to the head. Furthermore, argued prosecutors, it would be impossible to know what the true intentions of the killer were, even if the two were moved. The two girls were in Mogan's room and sharing her bed as Goncalves had moved out of the house and was visiting for the weekend. Ugh, I forgot about that. The autopsy report determined that both young women died from multiple sharp force injuries, Mogan suffering 28 stab wounds, Goncalves stabbed 38 times. The asphyxial injuries, the blunt force injuries to the head, the punctures on the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, hemorrhage into the chest cavities. According to the filing, KOHBERGER predominantly stabbed the two women in the scalp, face, neck, where Mogan had 13 wounds, Goncalves had 24. It was also noted that neither of the girls had blood on the bottoms or tops of their feet, indicating they were not upright or moving about the area at any time during the attack. Now, that's it with that. Now that came in and I was like, well, you know, it's not for sure. Should I share this? But I thought, why not, right? Okay, I have another one. Where there is a video of him, you guys, after the killing. Supposedly, this is what they're saying, he tried to go into a Costco, and you can see him walking. I don't know if his pants are baggy. He looks kind of heavy, a little bit heavy set to me. Not chunky or hefty, but not all slender and whatever. And he has like a light green blouse shirt on, and it is him. I'm gonna try to see where that is on here. Okay, that's because it's in this, and I've got to pull it up in this one. Oh, good grief. All right, now, you know, why can't I find it? All right, I'm going to type it in super quick because it's weird. He gets turned away because he doesn't have a card. All right. KOHBERGER. Not too bad for having tremors. Yeah, those details I am. Thank you.
KOHBERGER. It's video that has been under wraps for almost 3 years. It is early afternoon,
Is this
November
news?
13th,
We don't get in trouble
2022.
for
You
this.
will probably remember that was a Sunday. And an ordinary college town in Idaho was just waking up to a nightmare that would turn that town, that college, and dozens of families upside down.
This is only 2
Moscow,
minutes.
Idaho, and soon the whole world
hurry
was
up.
just learning.
All right,
that a
let me turn it
quadruple
down.
Murder suspect was out there. On the
Sorry,
loose.
let me turn it
And
down.
tonight,
There
can
we
actually
go.
see what that murderer, what Brian KOHBERGER was doing while on the loose. He was out and about at a Costco and at a coffee shop and at a supermarket the very morning that he slaughtered those 4 kids.
Okay, let me
in
turn
their
it down
beds.
more. I'm sorry.
Out and about like he didn't have a care in the world, like it was any other Sunday. Gray Hughes was the first to bring this incredible surveillance footage to light. He hosts the podcast
Okay.
channel Gray Hughes Investigates.
Oh no, the copyright disclaimer I put. I know how to do the copy paste, and it's in the description every time now.
I just want to start by saying
Yeah, thank you. So for commentary uses only, I showed a little bit of that. I don't think I'll get copyright because it's News Nation. Good grief, I hope I don't. I don't think so. There you go. In his green shirt, he's kind of semi-waddling, wasn't he? When he was walking, I don't know. Now, did you guys hear about this? How long is this?
Buildings after investigators say mental health counselor was murdered by this former client Monday.
Investigators say Michael Smith took his own life the next day. As you can see from these mugshots, he does have a criminal past. Channel 9's Valerie Boyd joining us live from outside the office building on Lee Road. And Valerie, that building is back open for business.
This is a few days ago.
Yes, Martha, the office building is back open after being closed all day yesterday after the murder. But why Michael Smith killed his former therapist here remains a mystery. However, we have new details about his violent past. Deputies continue to investigate the murder of mental health counselor Rebecca White by her former client Michael Smith. They say Smith somehow got into this office building on Monday at around 9 p.m. and stabbed her to death. Record show 39-year-old Smith was arrested for breaking into a woman's home and raping her in 2003. At the time, he was only 17 years old. As part of his sentence, he was ordered to have mental health counseling after being released from prison in 2022.
She was a phenomenal therapist. She was really good, specifically with sex offenders.
Rebecca's family released a statement saying, in part, there are serious and troubling questions surrounding the building access, security measures, surveillance, and how an individual was able to enter the premises during those hours.
Is there anyone I could talk to regarding the safety in the building?
We tried talking to the property management company, but no one was available. Realtor Ray Lopez isn't responsible for this property, but says in general, buildings usually have a security guard or other safety precautions.
You either have a key access or a keypad access.
According to Sunbiz, the property is owned by a company called 933 Building LLC.
Write up a lease that's going to include all of your wants and wishes.
And if tenants don't get what they want, safety experts say they can make changes on their own.
It's up to the individual tenants to provide their own buzzer or pass cards or IDs.
What?
And we just saw a security guard walk into the office building. Now, another person who was stabbed in the building with the therapist is recovering in the hospital and expected to survive. Reporting live in Orange County, Valerie,
Okay.
for Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
You do not hear that very often, you guys. That somebody that she just spoke with was about to leave and he was attacked too. And because they're both stabbing things.
Like what?
Uh,
And I knew he was gone because I watched it. And then they come over.
okay, this is about Alex Preddy. How long is this? 10 whole minutes. Woman who took video. She was in hiding for a while, of Alex Preddy, and she's talking to CNN, what's his face with the white hair? I can't remember. She says, a woman who took video of fatal encounter between Alex Preddy and federal officers. I watched him die, she says. But I'm just not. I'm not. Part of the ICE agents are out. And I'm incredibly thankful for that. I want to read about the stabbing of the therapist. And then I'll be done, you guys, for today. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm just going to read it. This is the woman. When was this? It was published on the 25th. That's the woman down there, not this guy. Poor woman. This is what it says. Therapist 44, stabbed to death. Okay. At her office by former client who then fled and killed himself. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think I'll do this really quick. You guys can hear me good. Rebecca White had just finished a session with another client when Michael Smith, 39, arrived at her Orlando office and demanded to see her. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said that 44-year-old Rebecca White had just finished a session with another client at around 9 p.m. local time on Monday, January 19th. When Michael Smith, 39, arrived at her Orlando office demanding to speak with her, deputies said Smith then began repeatedly stabbing, trigger warning, both White and her client, a man in his 30s. The client was eventually able to call 911, and Smith fled the scene. Both White and her client were found with stab wounds and transported to a local hospital. The therapist later died from her injuries, while the client, whose identity has not been made public, is expected to survive. The client's mother wrote on a GoFundMe that he will have a scar on his mouth and other areas of his body. This is the one that lived, right? Along with possible nerve damage from being stabbed in his hand. Smith's body was discovered about 14 miles away from the office, the one that the perpetrator, right? The assailant. Away from the office building at around 8 a.m. the following morning, deputies told the outlets that it's believed that he died by unaliving himself. Authorities have not yet shared what caused Smith to confront White. Records obtained by Fox 35 showed that Smith was a registered sex offender who was released from prison in 2022. His parole required that he have psychological or psychiatric evaluation geared towards someone who has committed a violent and vicious sexual battery and who has a violent antisocial personality disorder. According to her website, White worked as a licensed mental health counselor at her own therapy practice called Down to Earth Therapy Solutions. Her family has since spoken out about their concerns surrounding access to her office building and the safety measures in place there. So yeah, we already heard, we're struggling to understand how this could have happened. There are serious and troubling questions surrounding building access, security measures, surveillance, how an individual was able to enter the premises during those hours. Ugh, this tragedy raises concerns about systematic failures that may have contributed to a situation that should never have occurred, and in our view could have been prevented. Right now, our family is grieving an irreplaceable loss. We are heartbroken, angry, and searching for answers. But above all, we are mourning Rebecca. And so I have a feeling this happened, what, on the 24th maybe? And here's a picture of her again. And I'm going to end my live, you guys. Because for one, my knees are killing me. Now I think, this is just what I think. I think he had in his mind either possibly he was going to go there, maybe expecting her to be alone, I don't know, and possibly, you know, RAPE her or try. Or during his sessions, she was so kind and nice to him. You know, maybe he thought other things. I don't know. But because both of those horrific things are, you know, stabbings, I thought I would do them both. How long have I been live? I'm going to try to bring that notification up. 121 minutes. What? Wait a minute. Someone had kittens. Hey, sweetie, I'm late. We had kittens today. Oh, Luna. So cool. How many? Soot's only had 3. But again, we thought she was a boy, like the whole entire time. And I was told she was a boy when we got her as a kitten. Oh my goodness. So Z Carryman is here. Hey, it's Rapper. Are you Rapper? Z Carryman? A little tip for the live, says like a cutie. That's so sweet. It's really, really sweet because, I mean, I don't have to do this stuff, you know what I mean? But I like to stay connected, and you guys are like my family now, especially with all the you know, my sister passing, 9 days ago now, and my mom and dad are passed, and yeah, terrifying. I thought PayPal was the $, paper cut Tina. But when I went into Cash App to retrieve, you know, the money, I was shocked. On my Cash App, it said $, paper cut Tina on top. I was like, what? Wait a minute. So, yeah, the Cash App is $, paper cut Tina. And the other one, the, what the heck is it called? PayPal is at Dakota Tane 0627. Torp is asking if I'm single. I am. KOHBERGER is the boogeyman. Yeah, to say the least, Bluebird. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I'll get a few more mods in here too, and when I go back and watch my live. Why does the financial status of victims matter unless they think the poor don't matter? Wait, why are they emphasizing the fact that the students were poor like that? Were they doing that at TORP, T-O-R-P? Because, I mean, to go to college in a fairly good one, you've got to be fairly, your family has to be a little affluent, right? Affluent, or however you pronounce it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. What a sicko. Yeah, Bluebird, she did write that message on DV's thing. I mean, I knew that the very first time I read it. In fact, I thought it was like a typo and that somebody was trying to make it sound real, and I don't know, whatever. I mean, it is real. Let's get real. But, you know, she could have done it on her own thingamajigger. Whoops, where am I? And again, I want nothing but for Jimmy to be happy. He's the one I'm concerned about. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no, my Cash App is $ paper cut Tina. It's the weirdest thing. I saw it last night. I was like, what? Oh wait, I already read these. Now I can't go all the way to the top. Well, sidekick, just to say this about PJ, I kind of feel like we were both dating him at the same time. And I feel like, you know, even though I'm like on Messenger or whatever, not dating him, but talking to him, whatever. I didn't know for 3 months he had a girlfriend of anybody. He told me it was off and on. So to me, that didn't really seem that serious. But the thing is, I had already been talking to him. She had already been talking to him when I found out. So I don't want to say he played both of us, but, you know, she was quite the helper and all that. Now, I distinctly even asked her on the phone. I said, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Okay. So what people are kind of upset about is that I went ahead and you know, I didn't just throw away $711. I told you. I tried. First, I was able to change it one time to the Bash. And then the second time, when that was canceled, because now both are canceled, I wanted to get my money back. And I couldn't. I could not. Now, if this was like SeaTac Airport or something, I probably could. But this stupid cheapo air, I mean, I tried to get things cheap, and in all honesty, I thought $711 round trip, that's only $350 to go one way, was a good deal. And I kind of found out it wasn't. The other thing is, I saw all the texts that were sent to Sierra, and then some on her post the other night. She was not very kind to him. They had major issues. I guess they don't anymore, which is freaking excellent. And she was horrible to me, hated me up on panel. I didn't even know about her. I called her once about like making the commercial thing and, you know, how long and how do I do this, because it was supposed to be just like 3 minutes long at the most or something like that. And then about the cyberbullying in chat with that Mel's Pandora deal. And when she looked into it, she was helpful. So I kind of thought we were friends. But when I got that big letter, just because I didn't get back to her, it all started really like getting worse. And so it wasn't out of spite. Oh, I'm going to see if I can take your boyfriend. Are you kidding me? I mean, in all honesty, it in the beginning, it didn't sound that, well, I don't want to say special, but it sounded like they were having a lot of issues. And what kind of big threat would I be, not knowing I'd ever meet him or anything? I'm not even down south, clear across the United States. You know, was I a little selfish and trying to be happy too, just like her? Yeah. Okay. thank you. Thanks for that, TORP. But I don't want to talk about that anymore. And I know people will still have their things to say. And I didn't even want to read all the comments, good or bad, after my live. So I turned them off. And that, I've only done that a couple of the last videos on this, the last two. I don't turn my comments off. Thank you, Torp. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you. I like to share my life because it's not boring and people can learn, hopefully, not to make some of the mistakes that I did, you know. Okay, so what happened to that mean old turtle? Her name started with an R. Well, Team Rose started with a T, so it's not Rose, and she was never mean over there. So I don't know who you're talking about. Who asked that? Oh, Bluebird. Oh, didn't you cheat on your husband just before he kicked you? That's what you said. No, that was my boyfriend of 8 years. And he got to get, this is a thing. I welcomed him back with open arms because I was so shocked to see him at the door. And so I was like, wow, had been 3 years, didn't hear a peep from him. And it was better that way. And then, you know, I didn't want to be rude, but he didn't expect me to invite him in. I just gave him a hug, you know, and like, what are you doing here? And he told me what's going on. And was it reboundish? Heck yeah, right? But he was the kind of guy that was married for 20 years and then had some issues in his own life. Didn't even like, he was never a player. And I made darn sure that, you know, we talked. And I said from the get-go, I said, if you even want to like go out with someone else while you're seeing me, just let me know. Just let me know. And for 8 years, it was just me. And it was really nice. But I let him back into my life, and for 3 months, October, November, and December. And I thought it would continue, but I'm older now, and I've had that stupid damn heart attack in April, so I'm a little more tired, even though I don't look like it when I'm moving around dancing before my videos. But I am. I'm on 2 high blood pressure meds, and even one can just make you tired. Now I'm on lisinopril and metoprolol, along, you know, with my cholesterol med, and they all can make you feel lightheaded and dizzy and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if this is what you're even referring to. And I just kind of told him in a nice way, because we really talked everything out these past 3 months, so I knew I could be really clear with him, and I didn't expect him to even get back to me, like, quickly. And that day he did, and he's like, yeah, I know, and I'm sorry. He denied it. No, I really know you're sick. No, that's not the way he was coming across. He was coming across with me, kind of pushy. Okay, granted, you know, I'm just going to say it. Guys get horny and that, you know, whatever. Well, I don't feel good, you know? And so when he made that remark before, well, I might have to just drive over there and see if you're still alive. Is facetiousness, I can't handle anymore. You guys, I'm 63. I'm not 40. I'm not 45. You know, I'm not going to play these games so that, do you know what I mean? Or feel used for anything. Because the person that he was staying with, you know, they had their issues. She was extremely controlling. He couldn't visit his grandkids on the weekend. Neither of them know about my channels. he didn't care at all that I had a channel, and that hurt me just a little bit at the end when I finally showed it to him. Finally, said, look, I used to be over here, and whatever. And he was just like, you could tell it was just sort of fakeish. And so, anyway, I just said my spiel. I didn't say goodbye. I want it was just, I told him how I felt. He came back, told me how he's felt, but he ended it with, well, I'm going to miss you, and if you ever want to call me, you can. And I just haven't. You know why? Because if I do, or if I see him, or he picks me up and we go have an ice cream, or if I hear his voice, right? I mean, 8 years is a while. I'll be sucked back into things that I don't feel. I don't know. I just, well, I do know. I'm certainly not in love with him anymore like I was before. And this is the other thing. I realized each month that I was with him, back with him, the more, not angry, but the more I thought about, right, what he did to me, just no warning. I was completely blown away. 4 days after Valentine's Day. What? So you can, have a fling with your coworker? You know what I mean? And it wasn't a fling. They tried it for 3 years. And the first year he said was really good. I even told him, I said, I mean, you might want to go back to her and you don't even realize it yet. He's like, no, it's over. She hates me. And I said, well, she knows where you live, and you better be careful and this and that, I told him. And so I know he's shocked. That I haven't called him back. And it's been almost a month. And do I miss him? I kind of do. He has a sweet voice. He's very gentle, very kind. He was helping me. One time he took me to the store. He gave me his card. Said, buy whatever you need. Litter, detergent. I needed everything. I needed paper towels for when the cats throw up their hairballs. I needed toothpaste. I needed everything. And I mean, I didn't spend hundreds, but it was over 100. And yeah, and so, what, do I hang on to a man to have a fling now and then? Do you know what I mean? Because he's busy, he works. He's half an hour from here. He's not right in town. Hoping it'll go somewhere, knowing that she traumatized him so much, he couldn't even call me his girlfriend. And I told him, I said, is there a part of you that just maybe wants to just, be free and whatever? And he said, oh, no, hell no. I'm so happy with you. You're good to me. You make me happy. He's really learned to express how he feels too. But it was bugging me that he couldn't even use that word. And I said, well, I never want to get married again, and I don't have to have a boyfriend, and you don't even have to be my boyfriend. But I said, if we're exclusive, right? We're not, out there sort of waiting for something better. Why not, during this time, instead of just being a friend, right? Or, Meg's, why can't I be your girlfriend, So we had that talk, and he didn't get mad or anything, but he didn't budge. He doesn't want any kind of labels. And I made it clear to him, you guys, I'm not trying to label you. I don't even want a boyfriend, but I want to feel special and different. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So yeah, That's what happened. He wasn't my husband. I could have hung on to him for, like I said, ooh, I have a boyfriend now, and ooh, he takes me shopping, and he's bought McDonald's or milkshakes and McDonald's for my kids, and oh, he'll probably take me to a Mexican restaurant again, and gee, maybe we'll go to a movie sometime again, and whatever. No, no, it's too much planning on his side too. I kind of noticed. Oh, do you? Okay. Is Huntress doing okay? Yeah. I'm exhausted. You know what? I haven't had coffee today. Like at all. Well, that's because I'm out of creamer. I don't even have any powdered creamer. But anyway, I'm going to the store tomorrow. I may be too tired to even do a live, but we'll see. I'm trying to do something every day. I've gotten some more subs. I'm just tickled pink about it. And I've been getting quite a few likes. And I think it's that people just wanted to hear me, hear my side. And, my likes are going to die down and everything. And those people that were watching me are going to go away or whatever. And that's all fine. YouTube's weird and it's always evolving. It's always evolving, just like life. All right, you guys. Thank you. Thank you again, Total Cutie. Thank you, Mary Jane, for being such a good friend and a special head mod in here. And thanks, you guys, to not blocking and timing out people. And thank you for just being here. Gosh, those poor families of what KOHBERGER did. And that poor, what was her name? Now I've forgotten. Is it Deborah, the therapist? See, this is what I mean. Can't even remember that 44-year-old for sure. I think it's Deborah. Certainly can't remember her last name. That's the short-term memory deal. But yet I can remember when my baton lessons, when I was 10 and rode my bike in the dark in Vermilion, South Dakota. They were in a gym. They were at 8 o'clock. Now I can't remember. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday nights. Is that weird? I remember before going swimming at the outdoor pool, I always bought a little thing of corn nuts because, Dad gave us, because it was just me and my sister living with my dad from the age of 10 to 14. My mom was in Vermont trying to figure out her life and with her new boyfriend. And she had tremendous guilt for the rest of her life. I told her, I said, Mom, it's okay, but so anyway, I have all these like details from my past and I'm just like struggling with words now. I hope it's not a frontal lobe thing. I mean, like what's his face has. The guy from, what was that? See, this is what I mean. The one that's in that action-filled movie that was married, Bruce Willis, married to Demi Moore. See, I remember Demi Moore, and then Bruce Willis came in. But yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking. I mean, I'm sure I'm getting some kind of dementia because a lot of people do as they're getting older. I don't think it's Alzheimer's. Hope to God it's not. But I'm afraid. I'm supposed to have MRI done, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the results because my dad's wife had Alzheimer's starting at the age of 55. His second wife, after my mom. She lived 11 years and died. And he took care of her at home. And while she had that, I met her once. She looked like she was 95. She couldn't even feed herself cottage cheese and pineapple. And reached out and she smiled and she wouldn't let go of my hand. So I think she remembered me, as being Dad's daughter, but it was sad, getting emotional. But my dad would take her out in the car with blankets and toilet paper and take care of her. He took care of all her bathing necessities and bathroom and fed her and was wonderful. And yeah, he really loved Pat. Yeah. And my mom and him stayed friends all these years. They've always been kind to each other. Isn't that incredible? I have never heard her say one little, my mom, when she was alive, all these years. They got divorced when I was 10. I have never heard her say one bad thing about Larry Michael, my father. That's my maiden name, Michael, Michael. Megan Michael. The key check, and I'm just going to blurt it out because it was on my messenger, is my ex's name. And I still have his name because it's just easier when you call doctors and do paperwork and do you know what I mean? But I can't tell you how many times, especially with the way his alcoholism is and the way he treats me, on the phone now and everything. He'll be all loving. I'm the best mom ever. God, the last letter I got from him a few weeks ago, you guys, I'm not kidding. I loved you then. I love you now. You're the reason I never got remarried. I just couldn't believe it. I would marry you all over again if you would have me. I mean, it was sad and intense. But I know he's drinking. And then I can get another letter, you have my son on meds because you're trying to keep him zombied up and away from me and blah, blah, blah. He's on one little antipsychotic, okay? And two, because he needs them and he actually wants that much. I can't make him take medicine. He's 30. It's not even the law. Once they turn 18, you can't get him into counseling or anything. Zoloft. So he hasn't been supportive of me for years. And that's a lot of damn stress when you're not on the same page. Yeah. All right. Thanks, you guys. This is Brood Awakening. Oh, thank you, Lauren Blablock. That's really nice. Thanks for the like. And if I missed your hello, or anything, I have to pull up the chat. It only goes up a certain way. I'm not on StreamYard. This is YouTube Live. All right? So thank you. Please sub up to me if you're willing to, if you want to be a member. It's not too expensive for the month. And again, it's as high as it is because YouTube told me I should ask for that price. And I wish like heck it was lower, but it's not. And I'm going to change it eventually. But you want to be a guinea pig or a cat, have little cute emojis and badges like everyone else. And it's really kind of fun. And you guys will help me get to my threshold each month of $100. And that way I can get paid from anything I get on YouTube. There's a threshold every month and you have to meet it by like the 20th of each month for your 5 days or something. So if you don't meet your threshold of $100 in either super chats or memberships or ad revenue, like I did not want to do ads, you guys, but I read that it's a good way to keep it going up a little. And you can hit it, you can fast forward, it's not too bad. And also I have the looping, or I don't have the looping kind of ads. I have an ad and maybe 10 minutes later an ad. I don't have 2 or 3 in a row. My lives aren't that long. They're not 5-7 hours anymore like before. when I started out and did panels and all that. It's a little much for me, you know, panels. And yeah, where was I going with that? I can't remember. Oh, the money cycles into the next month. So it's nice. All right, you guys, I'm really gonna go. Thank you for everybody being here. Love your support. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so, so much. Love you guys. Hope I see you tomorrow. But if I'm worn out from carrying big ass things of litter up even one flight of steps, they're 40 pounds, and I gotta get 4 of them. But my daughter will help. My son, yeah, don't know. You know, if I had ice cream for him back before he was on this keto diet, in a heartbeat. But, you know, Shaylin will do anything for me, thank God. Vacuum if I need her to or whatever. But I don't ask a lot. It's only if I'm really tired or I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I never feel dizzy, but I have felt a little lightheaded before. And I know it's my meds, but I need them. I have no choice. Yeah. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But anyway, bye, you guys. Thank you. Thanks for hitting the like. Okay, I got another notification. All right, well, Queen Bee is going live right now. Thanks, you guys. Love you guys.